Alright, well, I'm a little bit out of sequence here, but we had a nice day and some time to kill, so here's the engine as I left it in storage, and I'm going to see about getting it installed maybe today, or at least partially get going. Of course, I have the whole gimbal, the whole transom section to install too, so we got a lot of work to do. Okay, so the boat's back in the shop here, and we got the engine at least hanging up there ready to go down, and then the pass-through, I'm just going to kind of clean it up a little bit, just the filth. And other than that, it doesn't look like there's really any issues as far as rot is concerned. Everything's pretty solid. There's a little crack down the middle, but that's really just between the layers of the wood, and if you clamp it, it would be good to go. So I think I'm going to send it back home and see how it works out. Okay, so here is my this is the seal that goes between basically this whole transom section and the gel coat of the boat. So I'm going to take this guy out of here and put it into this groove right here and kind of fill it along this way. And it's probably not going to want to sit in there very well, so I might have to take some bellows adhesive and try and stick it on there. But that's basically what I'm going to do, and we'll see if I can get it attached. Okay, so we got the seal sitting in that little ditch, that little rut that's right here, and put a little bellows adhesive on it, and then I took these massive sockets and laid them on each of the through bolts so that it would kind of press it down in there. So this has been sitting for probably an hour, and seems to be at least somewhat adhered, so I could probably take this off and hopefully put it up, and then my dad's gonna help me put the bolts on, or the nuts on the inside. So we'll see how it goes. Man. Well, so this transom plate is on here now, and so it was just 8 bolts, tightening those down to 25 foot-pounds, I believe. And so that's put up there. The next thing I'm going to do is take and get the steering mounted right here. That's just these 2 bolts right there. There's 2 pins basically, and then there's an end pin there. So we'll get that sorted. Okay, so I got these, there's a bolt here and a bolt on the bottom. Put those in, and then you bend these ears up to keep that bolt from running off, because this moves back and forth as the steering cycles. So first thing, I gotta put a pin in through here, and a pin that goes through there, and then back through there. So this isn't quite exactly lined up, but here's the 2 pins. The short one goes here, and the long one goes there. Okay, so this is the Y pipe. This part mates up with the back of the gimbal housing, basically. And so I have this seal, number 41802, and that goes virtually like that, and it fits in a groove on the back of the boat, basically. So anyway, there's a little groove, whereas here it's flat. So I clean this up, and I'll do virtually the same to the other side, and then we'll put it in there. I'll probably end up having to kind of glue it in with some bellows adhesive, but we'll try it out, see how it goes. All right, so amazingly, that gasket just sits right in that rut there. So I'm gonna very gently go ahead and put that O-ring. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Y pipe up, and then there's 4 bolts, 5 bolts that hold it in, 4 bolts, I'm not sure, we'll check. Okay, so I got the Y pipe put in there, just 4 bolts, 2 on the top and 2 way down there on the bottom. So got that mounted up. Next thing I need to do is get the this is the gear lube reservoir right here for the outdrive. Need to put that in and then get it kind of routed out of the way. Real quick before we finished up, I got my gear lube reservoir hooked up, and I'm thinking that's how that went based on how it was kind of curved and whatnot. Want to keep it out of the steering, of course. Then here are the trim sender wires. Those are going to kick out to the side. This is just a ground. And then the water neck we're going to hook up. And then also don't forget the speedo line, which is right there and ends up going into that loom. So we're going to set the engine in now. Okay. So I got the boat engine sitting in there, and the thing that I didn't forget it, but I tried to sit it in there without these because I just didn't have these. I actually only had one set right here. Those are like the originals, but I lost one side of it, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll just try it without. Well, that didn't work. So here's a new set, and I'm gonna lift the motor up just enough to get these underneath and then set it right back down. At least that's my plan. Okay, so I have the engine bolted down. I got those washers in between the gimbal housing and the flywheel housing, those the little spring washer and the vinyl washer, fiber washer. And so here's my alignment tool that's pushed all the way in there. So yeah, I can just pull that out. Barely takes the support of the deal, so I'm really happy with that, and we're gonna probably just leave it just like that. Alright, well, with the alignment tool easily running in there, that is seriously like a 2-finger deal. Push it in, pull it out, so that's great. Now let's just hook up all the lines and everything else that goes with it. But super excited about how easily that went. Didn't even have to adjust the front motor mounts at all. It just worked. So that's great.